Monday, October 17th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back for Game 5 of the Yankees versus Guardians series. Win or go home. We have our favorite pick, same game parlay, and then we'll tell you who we think wins this game.
As always, guys, just do us a favor. If you're watching this video and you aren't subscribed, just go down real quick, hit that subscribe button. Really helps Austin and I grow this channel. You guys in the community have been hitting that subscribe button all season long.
Absolutely, Logan. Now let's talk about a recap from yesterday. We lost our only pick. It was the Guardians plus 1.5. I believe they lose by 2. Our same game parlay, Logan. You were so surgical and you just got so wrong with Garrett Cole's under 6.5 Ks as the final leg we needed to cash a plus 550-ish or so. And he stays in, throws well over 100 pitches that strikes out his last 2 batters to get that over. But either way, we're going to keep bouncing back. We appreciate you guys always for showing love on the channel. We can't do it without you guys. Now, we do have our Broncos versus Chargers best bets video already live on the channel. Wasn't the best week for the NFL, especially spreads-wise. We made money on player props, but spreads weren't kind to us. But that was kind of natural across basically every other platform I've seen. We have a couple new All-Stars, though. Dwight D. Eisenhower. I love the name. Hamlet. Casey McGill, and Demetrius. We appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Now, Logan, I'm going to take this one over, and I'm going to start with our first pick, and then we'll let you tackle that same game parlay, and hopefully we have better luck today. But we're going, because we agreed on this one, the first 5 over 3.5 runs. Now, this is minus 120 on BetMGM. Now, I want to bring up odds because see this, minus 120 BetMGM. If you got a BetMGM account, take advantage of that. You see other books, there's juice in this one. And then you see like at 4, I don't mind it here either. And then you see 4.5 is up, at this line. That's the only line available on FanDuel. And honestly, I don't mind the line at 4. I probably would take the 4, probably pass on the 4.5, unless you want to go to something like the Yankees plus 1.5 and the over 4.5, first 5 for plus 175. That's pretty good value. That's under first half run line total runs parlay. But let's talk about why we like this pick. It's going to be Savali versus Jameson Taillon. I don't expect either of these guys to have a long leash, but I expect them to at least be out there for a majority of the first 5 innings. And if they get taken out early, that's probably a good sign for our over pick. Now, both books naturally have risen this over-under from 6.5 to 7.5, so they're clearly expecting some runs. And Savali hasn't been good on the road. Set 5.88 ERA and a 1.29 WHIP. And he hasn't been even worse against the Yankees. In 2 starts, 9 innings pitched cumulative. 1 he gave up 6 earned runs. The other gave up 4 earned runs. 10 earned runs total, a 343 batting average allowed, and a 1.67 WHIP. Savali, we're going to need a little bit more of that. And you look at the batters versus Savali. Rizzo's batting 500. I believe he's 5 for 10. Gleyber Torres, batting 444. Judge 231, but at least hit him before. And then Stan batting 400. This is a winner-go-home game. I argue that a lot of this, the pressure goes on to the pitchers. The hitters are just going up there swinging their bats. Sure, there's a little bit of pressure on them. Maybe as you get to the end of the game when you're like the final out or you're in the bottom of the 9th and you need a rally. But a lot of the pressure is going to be put on the pitchers because if they miss a pitch, they know the hitters can hit it into the bleachers, especially in Yankee Stadium, one of the shorter fields in the MLB. Let's talk about the other side of the mound. Taillon hasn't pitched since October 4th, but came in a relief appearance in Game 2. And look, 0.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. He gave up 3 hits. He was just out there to throw batting practice. And then they're like, all right, we are tired of seeing you. And he's the reason they lost Game 2. But he did pitch against his Cleveland Guardians team earlier in April. 5 innings pitched. They got 7 hits on him, only 1 earned run. But they were able to hit him. And this is a much different Guardians offense from April 22nd than it is on October 17th in a win-or-go-home game. They have 33 total plate appearances versus Taillon, 313 batting average, 21K percentage. And the guys versus Taillon, the top half of their lineup, where all the production comes from. Quan, 2 for 3. Naylor, 2 for 5. Talk about Naylor's home run trot. We can talk about that later. Ramirez, 2 for 8. Gonzalez, 1 for 1. All these guys have gotten hits against Taillon. I think they're perfectly going to be able to do that. Both pitchers are capable of giving up 4 earned runs. All we need is 4 total for combined between the 2 teams. I think we can get that done. That's why our one pick of the day is going to be that first 5 over 3.5. You can take it at 4.5 if you want for better value, but I think the 3.5 on BetMGM minus 120. Sign us up. But Logan, I'm sorry about your SGP yesterday. You deserve better. But what you get today?
That one was a little bit tough. If you told me Garrett Cole had 110 or so pitches, I would have said, well, I'm not taking a K under in that one. Obviously, he's pitching well. Guardians had their chances. So they didn't get us done for that. But today, we're going to go a little bit of different approach. I'm going to take an even, lesser odds one, but only 3 legs in this one. Normally, that's the sweet spot for me to cash parlay legs. And we're going to start with the first one. Stephen Kwan hit. He got a hit yesterday versus Garrett Cole. He's seen Taillon before and hit Taillon before. So I like Stephen Kwan to get a hit. He bats at the top of the order for the reason. They expect production out of him, and they need production out of him, right? Next leg, The second leg I'm going with is the over 7.5 total runs in the full game in this one. Now, if for some reason our official pick doesn't hit, the first 5 goes under the 3.5, I can guarantee you the full game will go over, because in baseball, how many times do you see the first 5 in full game flip flop? I mean, it just happened last night. The first 5 went over in the first 5 innings of last night's game, and the full game went under. Classic, right? So I do like the over 7.5, and an extra point to what Austin, didn't mention. Savali, he's allowed 4 home runs in his last 2 starts. I mean, hello, the Yankees, it's feast or famine offense on the home runs. In Yankee Stadium especially, they will have a lot of home run chances against Savali. So I do like that. Again, I would not touch an under in this one. And then last leg, Guardians plus 2.5. Now, I do think they can keep it, less than 3 runs, right? 3 runs in an elimination game is asking for a lot for the Yankees to cover. And that's why I think the Guardians can keep this within striking distance at the plus 2.5. They would have covered that yesterday, and I argue they didn't really even play all that well yesterday. So I am going to take them plus 2.5. The final odds in this one, plus 256. Also, I think it has a really good chance to hit at the only 3 legs, same game parlay. Let's cash this one.
Yeah, and if you want to show love to us and support the channel even more, go click the Odds Jam link. We're going to have a little bit more of a write-up on each of those legs. So go check out that. Now, Logan, I like it. I think the SJP deserves a good chance. Yesterday, we got a little greedy going for a plus 550. Plus 256 right in our wheelhouse. That's where our normal parlays of the day are. And we had cashed 2 of them prior to, going for a long shot yesterday. Now, Logan, it's only natural we end the video talking about who we think wins. And I'm going to let you start this off. I got my All Rise shirt on, so I think you might know where I'm going. But who you got in this Game 5 winner-go-home game?
Yeah, you know what? Normally I would pick the Guardians for value, because I love picking underdogs in playoff baseball for value. But today I am on the square pick, the Yankees in this one. I really do think this is setting up a Yankees-Astros ALCS. The Yankees have way too much power, and with a pitcher like Savali, see, I really don't like what the Guardians did yesterday. I think the game was right on a platter, and then they put in Eli Morgan and make sure the game was out of reach. I think that momentum will carry over into the Bronx today. I think the Yankees just smelled blood yesterday, and they're like, we're going to go close it out at our place. Tyone had a bad showing. Normally in baseball, when you have a bad showing, the next time you make the adjustments, and he will make the adjustments. I think the Guardians just are simply outmatched offensively. Yankees get it done and set up a really great matchup versus the Astros next round.
Yeah, I hope this is a good game. I think this could set up for, I don't know. I don't like either of the pitchers, honestly. And I think as a Yankees fan, I'm sure, and I'm sure a lot of other Yankees fans were wishing this was Frankie Montas out there pitching, but that's who they traded for at the deadline. But Frankie was not good with the Yankees. They needed that, another additional starter to be really good, and he has not been that. He's not even on the roster. So Tyone, do I want to trust him? I'm going to pick the Yankees. I think this is a game where they finally get those bats cooking again. I think this is a team like Savali that they can get it going against. I think this is a Guardians team that has punched above their weight class all season long. And while I'm not saying the Yankees deserve to, they're not the 70 and 30 team that they were at the beginning of the year through 100 games, I still do think they have more firepower than the Guardians do. And I think, like a lot of Game 5s or Game 7s normally, comes down to firepower in the offense. Can you hit the ball out of the stadium? And I think the Yankees are as good as any team in the MLB at getting it done. So a squad ride on the Yankees. What could go wrong? But as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know your favorite picks down below, and I'll put up that Broncos-Chargers video. You guys can go check out that one. Logan, also, we're signing out. Logan, tomorrow NBA starts, so that's exciting for the people. For the people that are, those videos should be live at 8 a.m. every single day, so right around now. And then, of course, we'll probably try to start posting these MLB videos at night. So all the late risers that need something to go to bed to, you can listen to Logan and I sing you a bedtime story. But that's what all the people want. Logan Austin, signing out. See you guys back again tomorrow. Peace.